Five, six already been joined. We'll start the recordings
Okay,
also.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please, please.
Thank you,
Thank you so
thank you,
much.
thank you, Vairaj. Yeah, hello team. Radhesham here. So today onwards, we are going to start our like upstream module like sourcing, SLP, and then commerce automation, supply chain collaboration, and along with the CIG integration. And then my colleague Akshay will start the contracts and other things as we have already discussed all these things. So basically, today we will discuss about the sourcing part. So what is the RFI, RFP auctions? What are the different types, user groups, and what are the strategy behind the auctions and everything? We are just basic thing just to interact with you. We have access for Realm. We are not going to log in into system today because only I am just going to brief you about the what content or what things we are going to take under this module. Venkatesh, you want to say something because your mic is unmute? Anyone else you want to hello ask or any point before we start? Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, one second. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes,
Yes,
it's
yes, Rajesh.
Let me know if all these are visible to you, or I want to increase the screen size, or let me know if I want to zoom out, because we are going to discuss today how sourcing will happen, and what are the important steps we require to integrate any sourcing module, or how the sourcing module will be handled in any organization. So basically, when we start any module like not only sourcing or SLP or contract, any Ariba module, we have we have to approach with our client. Initially what we will do, we'll do the as is process. What it means, so whenever you are going to interact with your client, that should be, you need to understand what is their current system. So how they are handling their current buying process, their day to day sourcing process, how they are handling supplier registration part, how they are handling the PO parts and other things to be. So that is called a as is process. So actually, whenever we are working on any integration module, there are the like steps, what methodology you are using. So there is someone is using Zira, someone is using Snow process, someone is using Activate methodology. So Ariba majorly they will recommend to use Activate methodology. What it means, so that there is a steps, like we have the process will start with the as is process to be blueprint signing, and then your actual configuration will start. Under that there is template configuration, system configuration, supplier onboarding process. So everything will be under in a proper manner. So that's why it will be a Activate methodology. If anyone asks you on which methodology you have worked, so it is always, it is easy to say that we have worked on Activate methodology. So let me share some project plan with you so you'll understand. So what things are required. So this is not only with these things, like it is not only with any client. So this is the standard project plan. So we'll start with the kickoff of any project. So it will take it depends on which project currently you're working. So if you're working on sourcing, it will almost take a 20 weeks. This is a standard timeline. If you have any standard timeline and there is some additional requirement from your client side to need some kind of customization, or they want some additional configuration is required, so this timeline will be extended. But all these things will be discussed before the project will start. We will discuss with the client, we will communicate to SAP. So because why this is important, because SAP team will be interacting with us to help us to get deliver this project. We have to go live this project. So SAP will be the part of that team. If we stuck in between any of configuration, SAP will help us, because they are also monitoring what steps we are going to follow and what things we are going to do. So everything should be in a proper lineup. So our project will be high. I hope, I know you people know about this project pipeline and all these things. If anyone is if it is not aware of these things, so that's why we have started from how initial project will be start, how project kickoff will be start, what are the other steps we are following. So if you see, uh, initially we will start with the any project will be start with the project kickoff. Then we will going to client, we will analyze and analyze their system, backend system, what are the backend system, what are their current process they are following for any project. Then we will start the data collection about our project. If we are starting the sourcing, then we will start our data collection about the that particular module. So in there is a standard documents where from where we will collect our data for that customer. So there is a standard document. So what are those document? I am going to show you what are those document and how we are going to collect the details about for which it is important, why those documents are important. Then we have blueprint signing, then our actual integration project will start, then realization. Under that we will do our template configuration and all this thing, then testing and configuration, then actual final go live in hypercare status. So these are the steps where we under the kickoff we will do analysis and design phase workshop. We'll do the one to one, or we can say workshop. We will get together with the clients, buyer team. We'll interact with them, we'll check their processes, we'll take some screenshots, we'll take some documents from them to analysis what currently are they doing, what are the custom formulas they are using, what are the major key points for them, why they are using different strategies for any material. So everything we are going to understand and analysis in between this phase. So that is our second phase, which is called analysis and design phase. So under that we will do the workshop with the clients. We will review their current sourcing project, category analysis, master data analysis, business scenario, different scenarios we will analyze. Then our blueprint, why this document is important. If you are working on any projects, why this blueprint is required, because whatever we have analyzed and what we have think, so this is the current process, and we will get this process, current traditional process, into a standard way, what we call in a current market like Ariba way. So that needs to be documented. So what we want to deliver to customers, so all those things should be documented. So that's why the blueprint is required. Under that blueprint we will decide what documents we have collected, how we have collected the documents, what are the processes for that. We will decide how we are going to deliver that project, what is their requirement, how we are going to fit gap analysis. Everything we are going to conduct under this blueprint signing and all this document. Then actually we will start, once the blueprint has been signed, we will discuss all everything. Then actual configuration will start with the, so your backend ERP configuration, your CIG network configuration, your actual template configuration will be start after this realization phase. So this is the basic understanding of any integration project. So this is called activate methodology. Actually this plan is activate methodology. So process kickoff, analysis, blueprint signing, realization phase, testing phase, then actual training and all the things, and then your go live things and post go live support. Everything will be, this is the under uh, activate methodology. So it will take at least 20 weeks. So 120 days if you calculate that. But if it is depend, if you have extended some times and all these things. Now how we are going to collect the master data or other things from client? For that, what is the standard documentation, what standard document we are following? So for that reason we have SAP will share with us, that is called data collection template. So this is a workbook enablement sheet where we will share with the client. We will collect the documents from client in this format, because this is a Ariba format. Why this is important? because some key features or anything related with our clients requirement we will follow up with. So I'll not go with one by one, but most important I'll explain you. If you see, we have regions, so we will upload our regions. So if your client required the upload the regions, their departments, their commodity codes, commodity code mapping, unit of measure, currency conversion, enterprises users, means users. If you have the users, today we are going to learn about the users also and groups also. What are the key users and what are the license versions and what are the team members users. So everything I'm going to explain you. So these these are the workbook enablement where we will share this is the group, what are the users roles required. So I'll explain you how this users group will be read. So don't worry about that. So if you have to register your external organizations, means your any client or any suppliers, commodity reporting. Now this is important here. Why this is important? If you want to later on all these settings like regions, you can later on you can upload manually because you have data import export file. You can load suppliers later on, you can load users later on, but this report settings you have to do one time. This is a one time activity. You have to decide how our supply how our client should be interact with the SAP. Because see, choose base currency. So you every time you are not going to select this base currency. If you are using INR, so that is your standard base currency. But if you are dealing with the INR, if the client is from US, so he will use the USD because that base currency is USD. For India, it is INR. So we have to decide initially. So what is the base currency? We will do multi-currency auctions also. We will do the multi-currency dealing also. But base currency we have to set one time. So this is a one-time activity. So that we will decide here. Now, if you want to add a supported currency, other currencies like your client is using some different currency like Chinese, other currencies other than USD or INR, so you can add up to 5 to 7 if you want to. Initially, if you want to add, it is not important, but if you want to add, you can add. Now, second important point is your unit of measure. Why it is important? Because if you see, we are using metric system, gram, kilogram, but in US system we will use pound and miles. So that is a different. So we have to decide our client is Indian, then we will use the metric and metric system. But if it is US or other system, other countries, then we will use the pound and mile system. So these settings will do one time activity. And then again, you have to choose the fiscal month. Why this is? Because your financial uh, month will be, for India it will start after the March, because our March is financial year. So we'll close our all the documents and all the financial things we will closing on March. So from April it will be starting. So you have to decide. If in US that is a different financial year, if it is Canada there is a different financial year. So we have to decide, because why this is important to work your worksheet and your reporting purpose, your balance sheet, and you have to do the spend analysis and everything. So that's why we have to decide our fiscal month. So I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. This is a basic information, an important one. Now we have to select the some parameters like what is the full projects and quick project. So we have to decide. So full project and quick project we will discuss later on. But initially, if you are a consultant, if you understand the sourcing process, I'll explain you what is the full project, what is the quick project, and what default, by default we will set here. So we will see here. If you see, one is, if you want to, by default you want to use the full project only, then you can select the value 1. If you want to only quick project and full project can be chosen, so then by default 0. If you want only quick project, then only you can select 2. If you want to select only full project but quick project can be also chosen, so by default full project. So where is this full projects will become, because you are initially learning, so you will not understand, but I'll show you where it will be reflecting and why it is important. So basically we have to decide what kind of projects, that what kind of project we have to create. we want full project or quick projects, and what is that we are going to learn later on. So this kind of some if you see, so these settings we have to do initially. So SAP will ask us, SAP will be interacting with us. You can collect this information from your client side and let us know what parameters we have to set initially. If you want to change later on, you can also change, but these are the workbook enablement will be initially starting up with your project. We have to configure these settings, like if you want to use the custom template, what configurations we have to do, and all these parameters about your holidays, all this project limited, do you want to delete the projects, how it will be stored, and where we will going to your email notifications, like you want to customize your email notification, do you want to remind. So all the settings initially we will do here in this workbook enablement. And company logo, you see your company logo will be there on your portal. If you see your client name is there, so how we are going to set up that. So this logo also we will configure here. And if your client is using, if the client is Chinese or any other language, if they want to use their own language for notification and all these things, so here all the templates for your custom messages. So if you see awarding process, bidding process, bid rejected, event cancel, so this is by default message. But you can also, you can also configure these settings. You want in your own language, then you can use this. So this is a messaging for that reason. So it is based on your client's requirement. You can decide with your client, do you want to customize this messaging or you want in other language. So we have different language. If you see, this is English, this is Brazilian Portuguese, this is Chinese language. So why this is important? Because these are initial settings. So in under workbook enablement, you decided that these things. So all these data collection forms, like for commodity, plant, all this, so this is the format. So this is the format. If you want to select this, if you see, this is the pick list value, how we are going to answer your questions, everything we are going to learn. Why this is important and how it will be required, like what is the answer type for your questions, everything we are going to see here, don't worry. So pick list value means you have decided you any custom field like plant. This is not a default field. So if you added plant and you have 10 plant, so what you have to do, you have to decide where that custom field will be enable, where we have to add that custom field. First you have to decide, and you have to decide what is the answer type for that thing. So if you see, basically this is this kind of example, you want yes no, so this is the yes no kind of answer. Do you want in calendar, so this is the calendar type of answer type. So this is your timing, weight, dollar, percentage, and this is a pick list value for like multi answers. So if you see net 30, so this is the payment term. So how we are going to add these things. So you want numerical, alphanumerical, bold, font size, everything we are going to change from here. So we will decide in. So later on also we will decide, but this is for requirement for custom field. So custom field will be added, and we will select that where that custom field needs to be header name for that field, what is the why we are creating, and what is the help tip for that. If you want to that plan, you can choose the plan. So we can add that custom help test. And this is the condition type. If you want some conditional visibility on that, so you can decide what is the expression for that, what is the answer type for that, and everything we are going to decide from here. So if you if you initially you haven't decided what custom field you want to add, and later on you want to add some custom field, that is even possible. SAP will help you to add those custom field. We will discuss what are the custom fields, which one is default, which one is the additional custom field we have added, how many custom fields will be allowable with the subscription. Now that is important question. They will ask you in interview, up to 5 custom field, along with any sourcing or SLP or commerce automation, supply chain collaboration, any module. If you are adding some custom field, if you want to add a free of cost, up to 5 custom fields are free. But more than 5 fields, if you're adding something, that will be costable, means the SAP will charge you some amounts to add that custom field. So that is a different thing. Along with the any modules subscription, we have 5 custom fields that is a free of cost. So SAP will not charge anything. More than 5 they will charge, but that is a not a huge amount or something. They will charge only few amounts, and even initially they will discuss more than 5 if you want to add, we will charge this much of amount. That will be already decided along with your subscription. Sometimes they will allow you, if the client has negotiated well, they will more than 5 they will negotiate. That is up to that client only. So this is the list. And if you have to custom field, one is like your uh, multi-choice answer, like you have to choose different answer type. Some custom fields will be single items. So don't over it. It looks in Excel, it will looks very weird, but in actual when we go to the system, you will see how that custom fields will add. It will be very easy. This is basic understanding about data collection, because in interview sometimes they will ask you how you have collected the documents from client initially of project. So for that answer, this is the workbook enablement sheet. So we will collect the details in workbook enablement sheet. So there is a data where you will collect the commodity code, plant level, department level, user level. You will decide basic configuration, default configuration you will decide. So everything about this, these are the things. Header fields you have to, process design, you want to set something process, like you have different process you want to set. You want to like how your project should be appear. So along with the SAP, but most of the client doing standard only. So here this file is not required most of the time, but these two are important, first two. And then this is a data collection. In data collection, nothing but for your commodity and all these things, other things, your event rules and all these things. So initially, forget about these things, but after when we complete the sourcing, then we will understand. Now we will understand how these auctions will be happening, what are the types for that events, and what are the different strategy we will use for auctions. So basically, if you see, this is the event. We have 4 types of event types. One is RFI, request for information; RFP, request for proposal; auction means auction will be like forward auction, reverse auction, and there is a one more forward auction. Now under this RFI, we don't have anything like information, where the information we will collect from supplier. If you want to collect some information from supplier regarding your material or something, about your some new product, then we will float the RFI. If you are unaware about any new product, or you want to understand, you want for feedback from supplier side, from market side, so then you will float the RFI. So that is for information only. There is no negotiation, no price collection. It is just about the product information. So then we will float only RFI. Most of the time client will doing the RFI process within the RFP. Means this within RFP we will ask some questions, like, do you will provide me the brochure, do you want to share with the specification with the client. So under the technical specification we will collect those information. So how we will collect those information under technical, we are in depth we are going to see. We will create our own questionnaires for that. And for RFP, we have request for a proposal, request for a proposal price breakdown, request for a proposal with the total cost. Now, what is the different things? So here it is based on the formula, it is based on the cost terms, it is based on the concept. Simple RFP means request for proposal, means only price into quantity. So like if you want to simply collect the quotation for laptop, so everything will be under laptop, that cost is included already. So what you will do, you will float the price into quantity. The price for laptop X, laptop Dell laptop, I want 10 quantity, so he will provide, will deliver the material on your factory location 25,000. So that is simple RFP. But if you go to the next step, request for a proposal with the price breakdown. Now here, if you collecting some raw material or any other services, so there we have different cost, not only the price or quantity. Apart from that, taxation, loading, unloading, transportation cost, some insurance, something other customs. So that is called price breakdown, because we are collecting different customs that will be impacting your final price, because your net landed cost be increased due to this other customs. If you collected price for just for the price into quantity, that is simple. But if you are adding some customs and then you are doing some additional things, then it is a price breakdown, because we are collecting one by one. In total cost also the same concept, but in total cost what happening, in price breakdown, some part will be handled by supplier and some part will be handled by client. So how it is differentiate? Likewise, sometimes some for some material, supplier is saying, I will not deliver this material, you have to pick, you can arrange your own vehicle, I'll only provide from my factory location, you have to pick up the material and you will provide the whatever the delivery charges or transportation cost. Or sometimes he will say, I'll not pay the insurance cost, you have to pay the insurance cost. So these cost factors will be impacting somewhere, so we have to decide how these cost terms and other fields will be there. So we will decide in price breakdown and total cost. So we will create our own formulas here, so you'll understand what is the difference between price breakdown and total cost and how it looks. To just to simplify these things, let me share one more so you'll understand better way. See, this extended price is supplier provided, price into quantity, that is called extended price. So this is the supplier provided. If you added inventory cost and import duty, and that will be provided by supplier, that is called total cost. But that cost is different, and supplier is providing only price into quantity, inventory cost and import duty if buyer is providing. So that is called price breakdown, bid transformation and price breakdown. So this is the different thing. So because here both the parties are involved, but if you see here, that only supplier is providing all the cost, because he is delivering the material, he is paying for us, and later on we will paying to them. So that is differentiate. So the cost term is impacting to that particular things. So that's why this bid transformation, price breakdown will be impacting. So this is simple RFP, request for a proposal. So if you want to learn about these things, what is the concept, here you can go here. We have already shared this document with Iraj and Sana, you can collect from them. RFI, request for information. So here you can see what are the things, request for a proposal, price breakdown, cost term. Okay. And for reverse auction and all this bid transformation, total cost, again everything will be, but it is easy to understand. Now auction, if you see reverse auction, bid transformation, total cost, index based auction, index by percentage, and Dutch auction. Now we will understand one by one what is the concept behind reverse auction. Reverse auction is nothing but if you buying something from supplier, you want to decrease that price because you are negotiating. If you buying that amount, supplier is saying, I am providing that laptop to 10,000 rupees, B supplier is saying I'm providing that laptop to 15,000. Some is saying 20,000 supply. But if you think on specification of that particular material, I'm saying that I want a Dell laptop of 15-inch, and this is a 1 TB hard disk, and I want 8 GB of RAM and all these things, 14-inch laptop. But from and the suppliers are from same city, like it is from the Delhi. So now you can understand the supplier is from same city, material is same, quantity is same, everything will be same, but the pricing is different from suppliers. So how we are going to negotiate? We will decide the ceiling value. We will say I got the lowest cost from this A supplier, and we will share that pricing with the other suppliers. We are in auction, we will share that, not we are separately. In auction we are saying that if you want to, if you want to negotiate, So you have to negotiate below to this price, because we are not going to discuss 20,000 rupees, that is higher side, because we already got the 10,000 rupees price from the market only, for the same material, same specification, from the same city. So there is no difference, so apple to apple comparison is there. So that's why the strategy is that we will going to negotiate on reverse auction. So this is the ceiling value we have decided. Now how we will negotiate with the supplier? So there is, we will show them rank L1, L2, L3. If that rank is showing, so supplier will understand, my rank is, I'm putting the 10,000 rupees and my rank is L3. But someone is given the value for 9,500, so he is will L2. If someone is given 9,000 rupees, so that will be L1. So L1, L2, L3 means we are decreasing the price, so that is called bid bid decrement value. So that pricing is going to downward side, so that is called downward bidding. Downward bidding means we are reducing the price, we are negotiating with that supplier on that is ceiling value, and supplier is going to reduce that pricing. So that's why reverse auction, it is called reverse auction. Supplier cannot put the price more than 10,000, so he needs to put below to 10,000 only. So that's why it is a decremental bid. So that is called downward bidding. So that is called a downward bidding format. We'll show in the system how the downward bidding system, when we are going to discuss the templates and all these things. Then we will share with them L1, L2 rank only. So sometimes what we'll do, we'll share the rank after the lead bid, means only for the L1. If it is L1, then only we'll show the rank. If you want to full disclosure or a unique disclosure, what it means, sometimes in some cases like strategy we have to decide, like in oil and gas if you have oil and gas organization, if the client is from globe, they never participate if you are showing rank only in all these things. So they will always ask you, we want to you have to share the price also, or sometimes they will ask you to share the organization name also. So in that case, what we have to do, because they want to know their participant also, how, with whom I am participating. So in that case we have to share the details. So that is called full disclosure with the generic alliances. Means we'll show everything, pricing we are showing, but company name we are not showing. We'll say A B C D organization, but pricing we are showing. But in full disclosure, unique alliances and generic alliances, unique means we'll share the price, we'll share the company name and all these things. So that is called full disclosure with the unique alliances. So everything, how we are going to share that information. Now one more is like rank while winning, means in entire auction timing, like we have auction for 1 hour, we will show rank only after the who is have given the best price. After the last, means after the 1 hour we will share the pricing, sorry, rank. So that is L1, L2. And this is the one important, seal bill. Seal bill is important. If you see the government bidding, if you see in every country the government bidding will be happening. So what government is doing, they will never disclose the supplier, they will never disclose the price, they will only disclose after every timing has been over. And then we have to decide, now we have to do the technical analysis, now we have to do the commercial things, then only they will open the that bids. So that is called seed bill. We are going to discuss seed bid and everything. So these are the important. Now these are the strategies, like reverse auctions we will do the all these strategies. We have to decide on which category or which commodity or for which material we are going to use this strategy. Okay. Then bid transformation, I already explained here in this Excel. So this is the bid transformation and total cost option. So this is the bid transformation option. So some part is provided by supplier and some part is handled by buyer. So that this is the inventory cost and imported cost. So it is based on your cost terms. So this is the only bid transformation and total cost. So I hope you understand the bid transformation total cost. This is easy, we are going to create our own template, don't worry, this is not a case. I'm just sharing here initial thing, because I just want to I want to clear you the concept. We are going to create our own templates, we are going to create our own formulas. So in that time you will understand what I'm trying to say. We'll do the testing also, we'll show you the demo events, and then you are going to test your own events, and you are going to create your own templates. And that is day to day you have to do that activity, because we are not like that only we are going to share the knowledge and then you can forget and you don't test that. You have to test. I'll going to check how the events you are going to create, how many suppliers you have created. Then index based auction by amount, index auction by percentage. Now this is a very in day to day we are using this auction, not auction, but this incidents we are happening with the daily life. Like if you go to the market, you want to buy one mobile, like Apple mobile or any mobile, like you want to Samsung, you will go to the market and you'll see on that, or any electronics gadgets or anything. Like if you want to buy, you will go to the market and say, what is the cost for this product?" So he'll put you the box in front of you. He'll say, MRP for this box, like mobile, is like 20,000 rupees, but we are selling this at a 50% of discount. So what is the cost? 10,000 rupees. So what he did, so he did the one second, sorry, yeah. So what he did, he has given the price 50% of discount, because the box is on MRP, it is showing 20,000. But actually what happened, he given us the 50% of discount on MRP. So that is half of that. Sometimes he will say on MRP, I'll give you the 2,000 rupees of discount. So that is called an index based auction. So that is the index. So MRP price is not going to change in day to day. This is not an example for only mobile and all this thing. In some cases, raw materials, if you see the some spare parts, some like in organizations required some spare part. So what organization do, supplier, what they are doing, they will never change their MRP price. So they will say, we will give the on MRP, we'll give the 50% of discount, we'll give the MRP 25% of discount, up to 95% of discount they will give you on MRP. Or they will say, we'll give you the 10,000 rupee of discount on this product. So that is an example of index auction and index auction percentage by amount and percentage. I hope you understand. Very interesting Dutch auction. uh, I'll explain you this reverse auction, bid transformation, total cost, all these things. Here, supplier needs to put the price. Supplier needs to come to the portal. He needs to put the price, whether the 5% of discount, 10% of discount, or 2,000 of discount, 2,000 rupees of discount, anything. But supplier needs to put the price. But in Dutch auction, that is very interesting and very unique auction type. All these auctions required at least three suppliers to negotiate, because the fair competition, fair bidding we required. So in reverse auction, bid transformation, total cost, index base, index amount by percentage, any auctions, we require at least minimum three suppliers to negotiate fairly. We require competitive bidding. But in Dutch auction, that is a basic strategy where this is interesting. Here we will showing rank and everything. Supplier goes to portal and he'll putting the price. But in Dutch auction, no need to put the price, no need to check the ranks. Only system will show them price. After 1 minute, the system will sharing the price. Like this is the price. So supplier needs to accept that price only. So whenever supplier will accept that price, it means he's ready to deliver that material. That auction will be freeze at that time only. So how this auction is important, because sometimes there is a monopoly situation. We don't have not we don't have we have only one supplier and we want to negotiate with that suppliers. How we are going to? Dutch auction, there is a solution for that, because in this auction we are not going to share the rank, we are not going to share the price, we are not going to share anything. So there is a everything will be hidden. Only automatically system is showing some price. So supplier is going to check the pricing and everything, and then he will decide, okay, I can deliver this material in this price, I'll accept that price. Once he's accepted that price, auction will be free. No ranking, no disclosing of your name and everything. Auction will be free. So there is only one chance to accept that price. So that is called Dutch auction. There is one more new auction type that is called a Japanese auction, reverse to Dutch auction. But that concept we will check later on, because I don't want to confuse here, because Dutch auction is very interesting. Japanese auction is very unique and also new for Ariba sourcing, that we are going to discuss later on, because I want to show you in the system only, so you'll understand the difference between this. Now you have forward auction. Sometimes organizations selling something, their old machineries, their scrap, their old vehicles, or their office furniture. Now they want to sell that material. So how they are going to sell that? So for that reason, forward auction is the concept where we will invite the suppliers and we will sell that scrap to that particular supplier. So in all these auction types, all these RFI, RFPs, auctions, this is the downward bidding. Downward bidding, we are trying to reduce the pricing. But in upward bidding, means in forward auction, what we are expecting, we require higher amount. Because we will decide the, I want to sell my old machinery that is cost 10,000 rupees right now, that is the old one. So what we will decide, I want to sell that more than 10,000, so 11,000, 12,000, 13,000. So supplier will negotiate, so we will get the more benefits from that. So that is called a forward auction. This is all these are auction types are downward bidding, and this is called upward bidding, because we are increasing the price here, because we want more money, we are earning here, or we are buying here. So that is the different. So forward auction, like reverse auction, we are all these things. Bid transformation, again transportation cost and other cost. Total auction is also forward auction. Dutch auction, like this one, we are trying to reduce, here we are trying to increase the amount. Again, every auctions have rank and all this thing. Only Dutch auction don't have ranking system. If you see Dutch forward and Dutch auction don't have ranking system or any unique alliances, only one time acceptance, that's it. But for other auction types we have, these are the ranking system and all these things. So this is the basic concept. Now how you are going to collect the data for any auctions, how you are going to approach your client, you want to do the any auctions, or for which value you are going to, this is the important things. Because you are going to discuss with the client, client will come and say, I want to do the electricity bill auction. You are you going to do that electricity bill auction? No, because we don't have any fair suppliers to pay that, because we have only one electricity department who will dispatch, we are getting the service from that department. So we cannot do the auction for electricity. But for what material we are going to, if you have to buy some services for your cab services, you want telephone services, Wi-Fi services, you have multiple suppliers providers for that. You have raw materials, laptop, electronics, so for that reason you have multiple suppliers in the market. But you have to decide the value for that auction. If you that material is buying for one time and that amount is less than 50,000 rupees, are you going to waste your time for that 50,000 rupees? Because that is not a value where you can put the, if that material is for recurring material, if it is recurring material you are buying this month, after 3 months you want to buy again that material, within 1 year you are buying that material for 4 times, what you will do, you will decide the price for entire 1 year in a single shot. You will say, I want this material for entire 1 year, but my I will send you PO after 3 months. 3 months I require this material. So collaboratively you are doing the auction for that quantity, so you'll get the best price from market. So that is a strategy. So you are deciding value, you are saying that supplier, uh, for all the years my 10 lakh rupees spent for this particular material, and I want to do the negotiation with you for 1 year. You can just deliver me material after the 3 months. Every 3 months I require this material. So you'll get the spend, you'll get that, you are buying the time for that, you are even doing the rate negotiation, because you are doing the rate contract with them, delivery contract with them. material contract with them, so everything within your favor. So you have to decide what is the scope for a work. You have to decide what is the specification for that material, what is the current price, what is the current incumbent suppliers for that, what is the quantity, because volume you want. Because if you see current, only one time the value volume is very less, but if you think for 1 year, the volume is more. So you have to decide in that way, you have to decide the strategy in that way. You can collect all the volume for entire 1 year. Then pricing scope, you have to decide what is the expected delivery date. If you, this is the recurring and after every 3 months, so you can say that supply we want after 3 months. So you are buying the time for that, you are expecting the delivery date. So so supplier also, he will be the that visibility with the suppliers, because they know I want to deliver this material up every 3 months. So that delivery times also you are deciding your current terms, what is the condition of payment, what is the delivery locations, everything you have to discuss with the buyer. What is the terms for a payment term, technical documents, what is the technical documents required, what is the evaluation criteria for technically, you want some samples from supplier, you want to evaluate that supplier, you want some demo from suppliers. So everything we are commercial evolution even. Sometimes the payment needs to be discussed before the memo also. You want to release some tender or for that, apart from the auctioning and all these things. So then we are deciding the strategy for that auction. Then we are deciding the we want to identify the new suppliers or not. So we are doing we require any document signing, NDA kind of things. Then we are floating the inquiry, then we are doing evaluation, everything. So this is the auction strategy, later on we are deciding. So but initially you have to discuss everything about the scope of work, about the material specification, about the quantity, delivery term, payment terms, everything. I hope you understand. And you have to decide how the volume is that, what is the lead time required, and how the response from client side, what is the small value, what is the higher value. Once you decide that, so that is the negotiation skill, how you are going to negotiate with the supplier. So these things will help you. Okay, just 1 minute. I just want to interact with you guys. uh, how many people are getting like initially first time they are doing sourcing things, and how many people have experience on sourcing, they have already as a buyer they have interacted. Anyone else want to share their feedback about the buyer experience? If you have worked as a procurement, purchase experience, buyer experience, because this is the end user work actually. What I am trying to say, this all these strategies as a think as an end user, because you have to interact with the buyer only. You have to, later on you are interacting with supplier, but initially you have to interact with the buyer only. Anyone else? You can say it, let it be wrong or let it be I hope you understanding. If you're not understanding, let me know also that things. If it is very fast, you want to slow down the speed. Hello, at least you can say something, at least. Anyone? Hello.
Yeah, hi, Rakesh.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, like-
yeah.
yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, I was just saying something, right? You said we should say something. Yeah.
And I hope you understanding it, because these are the concept where initially it will start from the buyer point of view. We
Yeah,
have to think from the
I
buyer
think that,
perspective.
yeah, I think that was pretty clear. He did explain in depth. In depth, yeah.
Yes. Anyone else? Okay, no worry. Don't worry about that if you're not comfortable. But later, going ahead, we are going to test all these settings, all the templates, all the events we are going to discuss in depth. So don't worry about it. This is the basic concepts. Why we have started from the basic. This is the important one, because day to day our activity will be interacting with the buyer. Day to day we have to interact with them. So whenever you are interacting with them, you should be a, as a consultant, functional consultant, you needs to know about this all the things. So now I'll share with you the users files and all these things, how, what are the license version. Yesterday we have discussed that. Okay, what are the groups that is important? Let me share my screen again. So like as we discuss the event format and all these things, likewise we have event like user roles and groups also. So for sourcing, SLP, contract, SPM, SIM, user role, SLP access, everything we have. But sh- I'll explain you what are those roles, how we are going to decide which one is the important roles and what are the license version. Okay, just one second. And how to read that. These are the upstream groups. Okay, one second. So these three files are very important, and I'm so now see, always if you are buying something, your client is buying some subscription like sourcing, we are discussing on sourcing part. So that's why we will we will decide here how the licensing will be work. If you have, if you buy a sourcing, then you will get the 5 licensing with this subscription, 5 user license you will get, and 20 team members. So what are those team members and what are those license versions? If you see, if you assign this commodity manager role to any member, so that is consumed as a license. If you assign this junior sourcing agent as a uh, user access, so that is consumed as a license. If you assign the sourcing agent approver, sourcing manager, or sourcing admin, so project administration, if you see, project admin is also users. Wherever it is it is mean user license. So this is consume your license. Now what is the role of this commodity manager? So what he will do with this user license? So he will create a quick project wherever this X is maintained. You can just scroll up. You can see create quick projects and full project for sourcing. So second, he will publish his events, own events without any approval. He don't require any approval because he is the owner. If you are using the approval flow, that is fine. But if you are not using any approval flow, but you're a source junior sourcing agent, so junior sourcing agent without commodity manager, he will not be able to publish that event. So he'll just create that event, he cannot publish. But commodity manager can be publish his own events, so without any approval. So that is kind of case where approval also, if you see, approve and publish event by submitted by junior sourcing agent. So junior sourcing agent required approval from commodity manager. So these kind of roles, he will search the reports, he will search the projects, he will create approved suppliers and customers also. So these are the roles, the permissions which is provided to. He will run the analytical reports, he will create his reports. So commodity manager can do. So everything, like junior sourcing agent have access to create the projects, he will create the uh, he required a approval for publish the events, he can create, he search the reports and all these things. So this is the only three settings, three rules we can assign to junior sourcing agent. Sourcing agent have create quick projects, publish the events, search the project. So likewise these are the access which is provided to the sourcing agent. If you go to the administrator have also access, but system admin and customer admin is different. So this is the customer admin. As a functional consultant, you are working as a customer admin. So all the rules, all the settings, so that needs to be assigned to you. So all these rules, if you see, this is a user license. So you need to access all the settings, like all you will create, you will publish, you will delete, you will search, you will add custom data, master data, you will search everything. So you'll go and check what are the these things. We are not going to in depth everything, we are not going to discuss. Create unapproved supplier, customer, create suppliers, approval for this thing, create, manage enterprises, users and groups. We'll create our own groups, manage templates, we'll create the templates. So who will be the creating the templates? So he will require the template created role. So where is the template creator role? If you see, here it is, to whom that template creator is role is assigned. If you see, almost template creator is assigned to like admin, customer admin, and junior sourcing agent. He can create their template also. So that roles is important. So customer, as a function consultant, we require the customer admin, so this will consume the license. So only 5 users will get the licensing, and all other team members like legal team members, finance, they just need to review the documents. Legal team will come and he will check what are the terms you have added, what are the conditions you have added. So he'll just review. He are not going to create any suppliers, event terms, formula, anything. So that's why we'll provide as a team member. So your manager needs to be review the events, so we'll not give the license versions to him. We will just provide the like uh, this procurement manager, so he will just review the projects. So we are providing view the projects, documents, and access control for classified, because we don't want to edit from your client manager and all these things. So we'll provide the custom related, like just view, just needs to be review for that particular reason. So we will provide the access for so this is the case, like team member rules and user license. So along with the sourcing, you will get the 5 license and 20 team member. Also with the SLP, you will get the 5 users and 20 user license, 5 user license and 20 team member licensing. So with all other, so like only 5 users will get the access for license purpose. So that is now, these are roles for sourcing. If you see, these are the roles for SLP. So this is the SLP related accesses. So how we are going to create all the licensing versions and all these things. So project admin, general admin, so this is the customer admin. So if you see all these in this color coded, so if you see, these are the SLP related, see, and this is the customer admin related. So this is related with your reporting analysis, reporting was related. This is the sourcing related licensing. This is contract related licensing. So all the different roles it is required. And groups, custom group also you will create, you will assign these roles to them. If you are using custom groups, and then you can create, think about the licensing version. If you are count one as a user license, if you providing any of this group, so it will consume one license for commodity manager, admin, customer admin. So any one of, if you have team member roles, this is a team member, but customer admin is a user license. If you have given this role to any user, so it will consume one license. You will not get this document in any portal. This will be provided by Ariba only, means SAP team. So while you're interacting with your client, or before that, they will share with this these things with you. But we already shared this document with Airaj and Sana, and hopefully by Monday you will get the access for your all the documents and other things. You can go with this user licensing and all these things. You can just refer if you have any doubt to understand the rules. And this is the this is the upstream groups, where commodity manager, contract manager, internal order. So we will use these groups. And these are the permissions, group permission. What is the classified rules for legal? It is a legal group required. This is the downstream groups. So whenever you are going to check any contract agent, so you'll see the view the supplier customer report. So these are the permissions given to that particular suppliers, particular user.
So,
Yeah,
Rajesh,
yeah.
so are these roles coming with default settings already, or do you need security team to install? And
uh,
secondly,
mhm.
so is that like the basic Ariba package, or all the packages come with that as default? Then if you want to increase more roles, you can pay
No, no.
extra for the licensing or what?
s- These roles are standard roles. These are the standard roles, and this will
Okay.
come under with your subscription. There is no need to create these groups. See, these are the standard groups. This is already created in system.
Okay.
You need to assign these roles to your users, like you are a user, me
Mm-hmm.
as a users. So I am a customer admin, but you are only creating the event. So what roles I'll give, or you have to just need to approve the particular event. So I'll assign you the sourcing manager, because you just need to approve the particular events. You are
All
not
right.
going to create. So it is already there, all these groups are already there by default. You
Mm-hmm.
just need to assign to your users. And
Right.
apart from
Who does that activity? Is it the functional consultant or the security team?
a functional consultant actually.
All right. All right. Because I've seen, I think I was in a project where when those roles are needed, we'll reach out to the security team to do
So
some
that
of
is
those.
network, in network actually. In Ariba network you have seen. There is a different users, and there we
Mm,
have to create the users roles and our permissions. So that is different. Here we are talking about the sourcing SLP contract. These are all three together.
I'm confused now.
No, no, don't confuse. I'll explain you. Don't
Yeah.
worry. So this is just a basic information, but in system we are going to discuss all these things. Let me show you why we are talking and what we are talking about these things.
So
One second.
the ASN and this SLP, what is the difference then?
Sorry.
I think I'm still lacking behind. So what is the difference between is it ASN, Ariba Network, and
Ariba network rules are different. User roles are different, and sourcing contract SLP users roles are different. Go to the admin. Click on this manage.
okay.
Click on admin. Here actually user manager. If you see, actually we don't have the user roles here. Actually, we cannot customize that thing. But we'll go here. So we'll provide all these rules. Like if you this organization you want to give the permission for that particular this is organization, but we will provide the users roles here. Actually this is not a case actually here. So this is a organization, we require users. Actually we don't have access to directly for the users, because we cannot create or modify the user role. But
Mm,
here you have option to create new user. If you are a buyer, if you are a functional consultant and you want to create a user for me, you will come here, you will create a user for me, you will assign the permissions to me. Like you will provide me the access, like for create the events, create the suppliers, modify the master data, what roles you want to assign to me. So that is for sourcing SLP and contracts. Okay, for these three modules we are going to provide the user access, and we will create the custom groups from this user manager. Clear? But what things you are discussing for commerce automation or guided buying, that roles or that user we are going to create in Ariba network, not in sourcing. Here we are not going to create those users. For guided buying you are going to create the users, not for the network, because network users are different. And what you have experienced, that is a network users you have experience. So that we have different things. If you want to check your users role and all these things, you can come here, you can download the export enterprises users. So if you download this file, see. So this is the user. So you have created these users. Now the groups, what groups you have assigned to this users, you have to download one more groups, because every users have their own user groups, uh, and for that group mapping for that. So this we have to decide what groups we have assigned and what roles we have given to that particular users. All these things has been decided, and we will decide, like, see, partner administration for that. So what is the user's role? So we have these, all these surrogate bidder, limited event manager, sourcing. So already this users groups has been created. Apart from that, if you want to create, then you have to assign the permissions, because how you will decide what permission we are going to provide that particular groups or users. We have to decide from this excel only. So this is the excel where it will show you what are the use for that role. So what is the use for this custom, sorry.
So what you're saying is, if you need like maybe three system admins and you only have one provided by SAP, you have the option to create more.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely, correct.
All right.
So like
Okay.
if you have one admin and later on you want to decide yourself as an admin, or you want to assign different role. So these are the roles. If you want to create new users who will create the suppliers only, so you need to create a supplier customer agent. So he will create the suppliers only. He don't have other accesses. He only create the users, supplier users. He will create only suppliers. But as an admin, you are doing everything. You are creating the suppliers, you are doing the events, you are deleting the some
So
mass projects.
can we add multiple users to one role, one SAP role?
Yes, yes, yes. Like, see, you
Because
and
I
me
said
are customer admin.
one count, right? If you can go back to that slide, you said somewhere that one role is one count, like that. Can you go back to the other slide? There was,
Yes, yes. One second.
yeah.
You can provide multiple user roles
hmm Yeah, you
to
said, yeah, one
yourself.
user is
Mm,
one license, right? Yeah.
yes. If you see, I have
hmm
given classified access. This is a T means team member. U means user license. How many user license roles you have given here? One. So it means you have given the commodity manager to that particular person, so it will consume one license. If you remove this group and you have assigned these groups, multiple groups, like customer admin and this, I have removed this to you license, but you have given the classified commodity code t all the team members, so this will not consume your license. But you have given the customer admin, then it will consume one license. I hope you understand, because these are the roles which will consume the your license version licenses.
hmm
If you assign any rule, you have given the multiple 10 plus roles you have given to this particular users. But if you given the commodity manager, that is consume your license. If you
Okay.
remove this if you remove this these two roles, it means this is a team member license. So that will not impact your process, because you are 20 users license, team member license. But users license means whatever the license version, only 5. If I remove this license version from here, from here, from here, so like from here, so all
hmm
these are team members, like user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4. But if I added this role to this particular, if you see mass project edit administrator, so this will consume license, and these two are non-licensing, means these are team member. So this will not consume my license.
Okay, okay. And if we need more than the five licenses, oh, okay. Let me put it this way. So what if you have, let's say you have four individuals, you want to up to, you have four individuals you want to assign the category manager, the commodity code manager to, or the commodity manager to. How how will that count? Will that count as one, or is going to
One,
count as?
because see, here also it is given the multiple things. Like if you see, this
Mhm.
one is the user license also you, and this one also you. This is the user license, but it will consume only one. If you given the multiple user license to one users, This will consume only one license. It is not like that. If you assign project administrator, if you assign the commodity manager, it will consume two license, particularly that uses. That is not like that.
Okay.
Single one role also consume one license,
All right. All
and you
right.
can give multiple user license to that supplier. That is not a case here. Also, if you see, this one is the user license, and this, but still it is consume one license. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So so these are the like if you see partner role so this is in system I'm showing you. If you see like you have said that where we can see these all the roles. So here all the roles we have already added to that users. Now we'll see the dashboard of how Ariba sourcing dashboard looks like, how we are going to use this dashboard. This is the home page for Ariba sourcing, SLP contract, everything. So here, if you see, if you click on this, this is the sourcing dashboard. So you'll see your events and all these things. You have created RFI 185 in draft, RFP 1561 is in draft, auction 220, survey 54, forward auction 18, in preview. What it means? Draft means you are working on that. Preview means you have published that RFP or RFI, but the timing is yet not started, so that is called preview. Open means currently that event is gone live, you're working, your team is working, and your supplier also providing the quotation, or they are doing the event, so that is called live, open event. Pending selection means your time has been completed, but yet not you have decided to whom to we have to give that particular order, or we haven't awarded that. So that is only time has over. Supplier cannot submit the pricing. Supplier only provide the pricing within this status open. So this timing has been end now, and our event has been closed, not closed, completed. So when completed status will be there, either you can cancel the event, or either you have awarded that event, then only it is called completed. So when we are going to create our own events, and then we will see how this different status we will see. And this is your 12 months of calendar. So how many events you have created, everything, it will be under here. To do task, what is the to do task? If something is assigned to you, if you have to approve, I have created one event, now that needs to be approved by you. So it means that is a to do task for you. You have to do the activity, because that is a task to you. You have to publish the RFP. Now that I have completed my task, now your task will be started. So you will see here internal registration questionnaire for this supplier, Alarm International Trading. I have to perform some task. I have to do something here. If I click here, I'll see what is the task for me. Either it is approval for purpose. See, it is approval process. So it is already registered. So already did my work. I have already approved this. This is completed from my side. But you will see in the to do task. If see, this is approved. This is open in approval. So these kind of task you will see. And this is my document. So what documents you have create? Test project for our supplier for laptop procurement. So this is in draft, pending selection, this is completed, this is activate. So these are event where we have already created some events. And this is a notification you will see. So now for all other, for contracts, SLP also, it will show you how many suppliers you have created, supply request, supply registration, how many suppliers your qualification, how many suppliers are preferred for you. And if you want to see how many supplier already in the systems, I have created 17 supply requests. I have registered only 10 suppliers. I have did the qualification for 2 suppliers. I did the preferred status. Now I want to see how many suppliers in my system. 2198 suppliers in my system. If you want to see how many suppliers are registered, so you have to click here on status. See, 906 suppliers are registered. Now you want to see how many are in pending selection, in approval. So you'll see in approval, 176 suppliers in approval process. How many are qualified, not qualified, disqualified? What are the category for gold, platinum, how many suppliers are integrated with ERP, backend ERP, how many are approved, denied, pending approval, how many suppliers have this CR drug certificate, ISO certificates. We can say here, if you click on here, you will see how many suppliers have that kind of certification. 13 suppliers have this certification. Which one is ISO 13485 certificate? 13 suppliers we have that certificate is considered. So this is the supply SLP related. So and this is the profile for that supplier. How many suppliers? If you want to see the supplier, you will click here. You can click on view. You will see the 360 profile of supplier. This is about your summary, about registration status, qualification, preferred, not invited, integration status, supplier IDs. Even I'll going to explain you what is this ID means. What are the ERP ID? What is this vendor VDR ID, ACM ID where we use ANID? Why these are different IDs? What is the important of that IDs? So in SLP we are going to discuss all these things. Today we are going to discuss about the more about the sourcing, but about catalog everything is here. So if you go to the home page, you will see your requisition, my invoices, sourcing project, to do task, my documents, my calendar also. What are the currently notification for you? And you see what are the overview task? What is the current? What are the review? I have to review this approval for supply registration qualification for registration of blooming flowers. So for this suppliers, I have to review something. For legal documents for this project, I have to review. So this task is pending with me. So and you see these are the overdue have crossed the timeline. So for Bharat Nigam Limited internal negotiation plan, I haven't worked on that, so I have to complete that task. Submitted means I have already submitted this 20 task for someone to review. This is the calendar event status, RFI, RFP. What are the pending selection, preview, open, pending selection, completed, RFI, auction, survey, forward auction, and supplier discovery posting. Yesterday, Ira said that Ariba have 4 million of suppliers base. So how we are going to utilize that suppliers if you have only 10,000 of supplier, but you want to float an inquiry within the globe. So Ariba discovery will help you to post those discovery. You will outreach the suppliers from Ariba discovery. So this will help you. So these are the sourcing requests currently in process 9, approved 1, needs to approve 0. So how we are going to create events? If you see recent, you will see what are the activity how recently did from here. Manage administration activity, your reporting activity, your other. So this is for sourcing, this is for P2P and guided buying, this is for your SLP, these SM admin, and then your templates, your sourcing library, your spot buy, your public report, purchase order queues, everything will be managed by this. This is the manage where from where we'll go to the particular. This is admin activity actually. In create, from here we will create the sourcing project, sourcing request, supplier request. You'll create the SPM project. You'll create the guided sourcing project. This is the new event type. Contract workspace, your internal procurement sales contract. You'll create your compound analytical report, compound reporting. But we will using the, because we have pre-packaged reports, so we'll use the public reports. So we'll explain you how to create these all the reports. Now in sourcing today, I think it is we will stop here, because I don't want to give you, because it looks in very hurry or to explain everything. Next week we will start how to create RFQ, event, full projects, what it means by full project, what is mean by quick project, and then along with the different auction we will see. First we will see reverse auction, then we will create RFP, then we will create auction, then we'll create the forward auction, then we will create Dutch auctions also. First we'll understand the auction strategies, and then we will go for the templates. So next week we are going to create events, we will show you how to create events, what is mean by full project, what is mean by quick projects. So first we'll understand the quick projects, we'll create multiple events, and then we will go to for the full project. So we'll understand in a simplified way, will that that will be easy to understand. So one by one we'll see all these things, what is, how this custom field will be added, why this is important, from where we'll update this department. Also we are going to add some new department from here, we will delete something, how to add this commodity, how to create this template. Later on we will see, till the time we will utilize from this, because some templates we have already created that we are going to use. And you also, later on you also going to create your own template, because this is the case where our student, if you see, more than I can see more than 400 templates currently we have in system. So people are creating their own template, they are practicing, they are doing testing, they are evaluating everything. If they have any issue, they will contacting us. You also guys, you are going to do the same things. So currently you can just focus on these documents. So these documents you can understand the groups, permissions, and user roles, event types. So this document is already with you. Tomorrow you can connect with them, Airaj and Sana, they will share with you. Or if you are contacting with the Pallavi or other team members, you can let them know, they will share with you. Okay.
Yes,
any
Rajesh, I mean, thank you so much. So, guys,
any
just
issue?
to make sure, like we have a couple of more participants also joining. Okay, so now we'll be having approximately 10 to 15 participants. Okay, so today's session was, just an first session. Today was we have started today actually. So today was the first session. So in which like we want to give the foundation. We want to build up the foundation first. Okay, what are the different terminologies you are coming across and all those things. So from next week onwards, we are going to start in a full-fledged way, and the session timings are going to be 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. IST, Indian Standard Time Zone. Okay, so 3 hours full-fledged sessions we are going to take from next week onwards. But anyways, like the recordings and the documents as Radhesham directed, so we are going to share to you, or those who are going to get enrolled as soon as possible. Okay, guys. So thank you so much. Already most of you might have enrolled it, but you see, I urge everyone to get the pre-enrollment. So that's going to be very helpful to get ready for the upcoming sessions. Okay, yeah. So you can connect with our business development team. You can connect to Sana. You can connect to other team members like Nilima or Samruddhi or any one of our team who are in touch with you. Okay. If you are having any queries, guys, you can quickly ask. Then we can wind up the session for the day. Do you have any queries? I think no one is having any sort of queries. So you can
Okay.
reach me out also, guys. So all of you are having my number. So please reach me out if you are having any issues with respect to the registration or with respect to the subject or anything. You can reach me out anytime. I'll be available anyways, like morning 7:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Whole day I'll be available. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you so much, Radhesham, for your knowledge sharing here. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you team, thank you. We'll
Thank
connect
you, man.
next week.
Yeah, we'll connect next week. Thank you.
Thank you team, bye.
Thank you.